Now, Siddhu Sudarshan is a Canadian who has lived in Paris for the last decade, and no doubt this is affecting him. Joins us now on the phone. Good morning to you, Siddhu.
Hello, good morning.
Can you talk a little bit about where you are in relation to the cathedral and what you may have seen?
Okay, so basically I live up the street, maybe about a 7-minute walk directly north of the cathedral. So what happened was my wife and I, we were going down to our local cafe to have a little drink. And as we were sitting there, we started to see this incredible column of smoke. And it was really like violent, like just, it looked like when you're watching, on the news, airstrikes and these giant columns of smoke rising, and everybody was completely stunned, like, what is going on? Nobody could figure it out, and we're thinking a restaurant was on fire. Everybody came out of the cafes, the stores. Everybody was on the street, and everybody was really, really confused. And one person who was on the phone after about 5 or 10 minutes said, a friend of his has phoned him and said that the Notre-Dame was on fire. And it was extremely, I didn't believe it. My wife didn't believe it because the fire, like you could just tell this was a really, really intense fire. And you're never going to think that, let's say, a stone structure of such historical importance where there's always people around and you think there's security and fire alarms, how could there be such a massive blaze? So basically we walked down there and we were in complete shock when we arrived, and, all the main streets were completely,
Apologies, your phone is just cutting out there a little bit.
Blocked off. All the main streets were completely, just rammed with people. All the traffic was stopped. And the whole structure was it was an inferno. And, it really looked like the end of the world with, these huge plumes of smoke and, the sun red behind it. It was really shocking.
Siddhu, no doubt, a lot of emotions as you saw this happen. I was reading a lot of different reports about how, as the fire is going, there was almost silence over the crowds. Is that what it was like?
It was complete silence, like little kind of murmuring, as people are talking amongst themselves. But it was really like we were watching a funeral happen. Like it was really, really quite an emotional moment for everybody. People were crying. There was a lot of very teary-eyed people in the audience or the crowd.
Siddhu, we're looking at a live shot right now of Notre-Dame Cathedral, and now, of course, the fire under control. It is out, but now we look forward. What is the feeling like in Paris now?
Well, everybody is in shock. All my friends on social media and the people I've spoken with, everybody is just completely devastated by it, because it's one of those things that for you just exists. It's as if you woke up one day and the Eiffel Tower had collapsed, right? Like you're never going to think that a monument like that, something of this magnitude, because it's not just like a little fire that happened in a little area. Really, it was the whole structure just collapsing in front of our eyes. So, I think there's a lot of sadness with the efforts of the statements made by the head of caring and the Arnault family of LVMH, of them, just between them pledging $300 million euros to the rebuilding of the cathedral. I could almost see it as becoming just those statements, creating a sense of okay, let's make it even better than it was. Yes. Let's restore it. And I think those statements are a really positive, uplifting thing to happen for the people of Paris.
It says a lot. Well, we appreciate your time, Siddhu. Thank you so much for that.